amazing week. Every single day, they spend about 4 hours in band rehearsals, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. They also had an hour of sectionals where they worked on their band music. They had an hour of what we call master classes on the instrument with our faculty, which included our SFA faculty, as well as some outstanding SFA alumni music educators. At night, they attended, I missed one. They also did electives. So we did conducting, some of us, we did music technology, we did music theory, and we had some in our jazz band as well, right? Yeah, so that was really awesome. At night, we had concerts. Our faculty gave a recital. Some of them that played in the chamber groups did a recital on Wednesday night. Last night, we had our jazz bands perform. And then on other nights and or after these, they would maybe go swimming at the pool, they would play basketball at the gym, sometimes we did board games, last night we had a dance, and if they were really great, they even practiced a little bit at night. So it just depended on what they wanted to do, but we kept them busy, and they will be very, very tired and probably nap on the way home, if they did it right. I have some thank yous I'd like to give. So first off, I'd love to thank our outstanding SFA faculty as well as our alumni that helped us teach those master classes and sectionals and electives that helped us. They were just fantastic this week. Also, thank you to Steve Baccaries and the Turner staff for hosting us here. I'd like to thank Kayla Cross, our School of Music Technical Director, who's in charge of our YouTube live stream right now. Dr. Barry Wertz, our Dean of our College of Fine Arts. Dr. J.D. Salas is our School of Music Director. Dr. Dan Haddad is our Associate Director of Band Camps. I'd like to thank our entire office staff, especially our Administrative Assistant, Jessica Martin. All of our band managers that are in charge of all of the logistics of every band, as well as our counselors. Those are the ones that are keeping your kiddos safe, healthy, and happy. So I'd like to thank all of those people for all their hard work. Like I said, this concert is being live streamed on our School of Music YouTube. We will get those recordings at a later time, and we will post those onto our SFA Bands YouTube. Once we do that, we will post on our social media accounts, give you the link to those so you can view those later. All right, let's move on to the most important part. Let's get on to the concert. So this week, their Symphonic Band's conductor is our own Assistant Director of Bands, Dr. Chris Case. They've had an outstanding week, and I'm excited to hear their concert. So please welcome Dr. Case and the High School Symphonic Band.
you so much for being here this afternoon. I know some of you talking with the students come from very far away. You had to make a long drive, get up early to be here. But I've had an absolute blast working with these students this week. They are a ton of fun, a little mischievous, but a lot of fun. They're fabulous musicians, and it really is remarkable to me every year that I get to do this, that they show up on Sunday, we read through the music, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how are we going to do this? But they learn so fast, and they work so hard, and they're so talented, and it is just awesome to see them progress as much as they do during the week. So it's fabulous. You have very talented students, and you should absolutely take them out for ice cream after this performance because they have earned it this week, okay? Hold them to that, everybody. So that first piece you heard is by a composer named Michael Doherty. It's called Alligator Alley. It features bassoons. His daughter was a bassoon player, and he said there's not a lot of good music for younger band that has bassoons in it. And I was like, we have 2 bassoons, and I assume they'll be great. And so they got featured on that piece. I was like, it's a perfect fit for us. So it was awesome. The next piece you're going to hear is called Earth Song by Frank Kelly. He has written arguably more quality music for band than maybe anybody walking the face of planet Earth right now. And we have really enjoyed putting this piece together. They sound absolutely beautiful. This piece was originally written for choir, so it should kind of sound like a song, hence the title Earth Song. But the whole piece, the lyrics are about, despite the world being like really hard and full of darkness and treachery at times, us singing and making music together and presenting something good and beautiful into the world is going to be our light that we're going to send out to make the world a better place, to push back the darkness in the places that we find ourselves. So we hope that you enjoy Frank Kelly's Earth Song.
Thank
conductor, I joke a lot of the time that I get a lot of glory for stuff that is not at all my responsibility and the results of my doing. So a lot of what has made this possible, this concert for these students to be as prepared as they are, is we have sectional teachers that have been working with them in specific small groups an hour a day that have been fabulous. And then really the people behind the scenes are our own SFA students. So we have counselors that are with them most of the day, shepherding them to various places. When they're like, oh, Dr. Case is like so crazy and I just need to talk to somebody about it. They're there to like be a shoulder for them to cry on. They've had fun, but I'm a little kooky sometimes, so that they'll tell you about it when you get home. But then we also have some band managers who have been dealing with a lot of the logistical things. Asa Schoen, our band manager, for example, came up breathless right before I stepped on stage. She's like, they needed to stand for the percussion, and ran out there. So they are working tirelessly behind the scenes. The three people that we've had working most closely with this ensemble are band manager Asa Schoen, and then we have had counselors Keisha Knight, and then our boys counselor has been DeMarco Unk, as he's called himself Calder. So I'm going to have them come out and just give them a round of applause. Excellent. So the next piece we're going to perform for you is a goofy little march, a newer piece by a composer named Laura Estes. So it's called kvetchers. Kvetch is a Yiddish word that means mischievous. And so really, this whole march is supposed to be like little kids acting mischievous, running around. So you're actually going to hear quotes of little things like na 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 boo boo. So if you're like, was that? Yes, it actually was that musical idea. You're going to hear it quoted all over the piece. So this is supposed to be kind of a fun, tongue-in-cheek, blowing a raspberry sort of march. We hope you enjoy kvetchers.
from Veterans Memorial High School, Keely Williams. Outstanding in our music theory elective from Midlothian High School, Timothy Duke. In our high school symphonic band, our outstanding woodwind performer from Red Oak High School, Vivian Ripple. Our outstanding brass performer from Kilgore High School, Jace Swan. Our outstanding percussion performer from Huntington High School, Axton Ferguson. And our overall outstanding musician for the high school symphonic band. Not only do they receive the certificate, but they receive this very cool wooden axe with a plaque on it that says 2025 Summer Band Camp Outstanding Musician Award, High School Symphonic Band. So this year's outstanding musician for our high school symphonic band from Kingwood High School, Henry Chesser. Let's give one more round of applause for all the high school. At the conclusion of the concert, our students will meet you in the lobby of the building. I did want to mention that. Okay, I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Cates and the symphonic band for their final piece.
All right, the last piece that we're going to perform for you is a classic in the wind band literature. It's by John Zdeklik, a Czech composer. This is called Chorale and Shaker Dance. So if you know the tune Simple Gifts, 'tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, that tune is going to be woven in through this entire piece. So it's a pretty wild ride. It will start with kind of this gentle, pretty chorale, and then it gets pretty bombastic pretty quick. So we hope you enjoy this adventure, Chorale and Shaker Dance.